Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Your daughter sends him pictures of the refrigerator with no food in it.
She is coaching you 100%.
Both of you are dragging these children into adult issues.
I don't drag them into it. I'm not at fault here.
Your mom is psycho and I can't stand her.
You don't care if you're emotionally traumatizing your child.
At that point, no.
How do you even look me in the eyes right now?
I still love you. You are still part of me.
That's not love.
Stop. Stop speaking for my daughter.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life. You've never had anybody working harder to bring you to the threshold of change than right now. Well, I have a question for you. How would you like to get this message from your dad?
Your mom is psycho and I just can't stand her. Boy, I do love you. Your mom I hate. But you know what? This is the reason why I'm getting a divorce, is because of this exact stuff that your mom is thinking in your head. You better shape up. Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Well, 16-year-old Chloe says her dad doesn't want to pay her mom, so they don't know where their next meal is coming from, and Chloe is scared of becoming homeless. But her dad, Mike, says he left that voicemail because he is sick and tired of her and her mother, Jessica, constantly asking him for money. Now, recently, Jessica and Chloe claim Mike faked a mental breakdown so he can get out of work and out of paying them support. Hear what they have to say.
I just got off midnight shift and I had a blackout. My girlfriend told me I was beating her up, just choking her. And I was calling her my ex-wife's name, Jessica. I'm gonna kill you. I was having a major mental breakdown. The reason of the breakdown was Jess harassing me about money. My body gave up.
As a stay-at-home mom, Jessica says she and both her daughters, Chloe and her 18-year-old daughter, Zoe, depend on Mike financially and claims he has turned off their Wi-Fi, cable, phones, and stopped paying the mortgage. Now, she wrote to me begging to save her two beautiful daughters from what she calls his horrific, lifelong narcissistic abuse.
Mike is a pathological liar and emotional psychopath because he's convinced so many people into believing he is unable to work. Mike is lying so he can financially abandon his family. Mike and I have been married for just over 23 years. I've always been a stay-at-home mom, and that is all I know. Mike is a miner.
In 2015, he moved to Minnesota to work at a mine because the mine where he was working closed.
Everything was pretty normal until I found out that he was actually living with another woman. That's when he stopped wanting to pay for things. There has been days where we can't afford to eat.
When I ask Mike for money for groceries or to pay a bill, he just says he doesn't care.
In July, Mike was arrested for assaulting his girlfriend. Mike says that I and the kids and our bills stress him out so much that it's causing him to hurt his girlfriend physically.
I was beating her up, just choking her.
Now, Mike claims that he has PTSD, major depression, anxiety, and ADHD, so he can't work. Therefore, he doesn't have to provide for us financially. I think Mike's full of When the girls went on Facebook, they found he was at the fair, riding rides. Mike's having a good old time. Well, I'm at home trying to raise his kids and pay the bills. Mike is a horrible human being.
Well, remember, like I say, no matter how flat you make a pancake, it's got two sides, and that's true here. Now, we're going to hear Mike's version of events in just a bit, but first, Mike's daughters, Chloe and Zoe, say their dad is leaving them without a house, barely any money for food, and uncertainty in their lives every single day. But they say the worst thing he did was to shatter their dreams of becoming professional dancers in New York City.
Growing up, my father was an angry alcoholic. He tore apart my mom's room. He has knuckle and boot prints in our front door. We have holes in the walls, broken doors. He would throw a TV across the room. Even to my very last ballet recital, my dad showed up drunk.
During my childhood, we caught my dad cheating on my mom multiple times.
My first memory when I was 2 years old was when we were going to pick up my dad when he was drunk with another girl at a park.
I resent my father because he's stolen every single one of my dance opportunities.
Well, at just 13 years old, she's an honor roll student and accomplished dancer, and just accepted into the Joffrey Ballet School in New York City.
I've been dancing since I was 2. I was accepted to the Joffrey Ballet School. I was accepted to the Alvin Ailey Summer Intensives, and I was also accepted to the Professional Performing Arts School in New York City. However, I could not stay and attend that one because he ripped that opportunity right from under me. My father told me that he did not have the finances to send me. However, the school was tuition free.
My dad is completely selfish.
I have never forgiven my father.
Are you basically saying that this is a deadbeat dad?
Yes, he has become.
Okay. So he's left you guys high and dry, and you say he's just shattered your dreams.
Well, I was this close to reaching one of my goals. I mean, to attend the Professional Performing Arts School in New York. Like, that was one of my goals, and he took that away.
And Chloe, I want to look at a text that you had with your dad. You said in this text, "You left me without internet, and I've had school stuff all week. Now you're trying to change my child support. Our gas bill and house payment are due, and all of my stuff I need for school, gym, and dance team. When are you putting the money in the account so that we can pay the house payment?" I was just shocked when, you're 16, right?
Yeah.
How does she know all of this?
They know everything. They've always paid the bills with me. They've always gone to the bank with me. You
Why?
know, they're always with me.
You know, I have 2 rules about kids. Number 1 is do not burden them with situations that they cannot control, and do not ask them to deal with adult issues. Those are the 2 rules about children. They're hard and fast, you just don't ever violate. Now here she is saying, I've got school stuff all week, you're not paying my child support, our gas bill and house payment are due, all my stuff I need for gym and dance, what about the house payment? She cannot control any of this, and she's burdened with all of it.
Oh, she's not burdened with it. She takes that responsibility on herself. She knows that I'm trying to get a hold of him and he's not responding.
But do you understand the concept of boundaries between adults and children?
Yes, but that's just what she knows, so that's she did that herself. I mean,
you just said but. But means forget what I just said. Now I'm going to tell you what I really think. I said, do you understand the concept of boundaries? You said yes, but, which means no.
Well, I didn't mean
Here's
it like
what
that.
I really think. She's with me all the time, so I just tell her all of this stuff. She sends him pictures of the refrigerator with no food in it. You're taking on things you don't have any control. You don't have any control to influence this.
When I don't have food in my house, it's kind of hard to...
I understand.
And he told her that she needed to take care of paying the bills. They know everything. It's not because of me. They know.
No, it is because of you. It's not just because of you, but it is because of you. Both of you parents are dragging these children into adult issues.
I don't drag them into it. He has talked about everything in front of them.
How did you know to send that text to your dad?
Well, our house payment was due in a day.
How did you know that?
I've always been around it. I mean, I went to the bank with them when we got the loan out for our house. I mean, since I was little, I've been with my mom through everything.
We're together. We're inseparable.
But there are times when you should be separate because there are adult issues that adults deal with and children issues that are just specific to children. Do you see my point?
Yeah, but I never have had anybody else. It's just me.
I reject that because you can't tell me you can't go in the other room and they're in bed and you say, okay, well, now it's time to deal with the financial issues here, and these are adult issues and we're going to deal with them. I'm not going to take my 14-year-old or 15-year-old or 13-year-old or whatever it is at the time and burden them with the fact that we may lose our house tomorrow.
He tells them that. I don't burden them with that.
He told me that he's going to let the house go back to the bank, that he's going to leave me without insurance, right on the phone.
I'm not at fault here. I'm very protective of my girls, and I don't expose them to horrible things that he exposes them to.
Well, coming up, Jessica says Mike has convinced doctors, attorneys, and therapists that he's mentally ill. He says he just blacked out one day and beat up his girlfriend. She's worried he's going to fake it with me, too. We're going to find out what he has to say when we meet him after the break.
Jess. He'll call me 9, 10, 12 times in just a matter of a short period of time. Because I explode. The most important thing to Jessica was getting my paycheck.
Our house is completely falling apart. Our washer does not work. Our main shower does not work. We have flooding coming from our basement drain. We have flooding coming from our dishwasher area. And Mike just says he doesn't care. Mike can't fix any of our stuff, but he's remodeling his girlfriend's bathroom and fixing up her house. Seeing Mike take care of another family over his own daughters is very heartbreaking.
Well, Jessica says her soon-to-be ex-husband of 23 years, Mike, is abandoning all of his responsibilities, the house, the bills, his daughters, 16-year-old Chloe and 18-year-old Zoe. But Mike says Jessica is brainwashing the girls into hating him.
To support Jessica and my family, I had to work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. At one point, I had 2 full-time jobs. Jessica was a stay-at-home mom, but she let things go. The house looked horrible. They say there's 3 feet of clothes on the floor. It's this much paperwork from one end of the counter, across the stove. How can you cook? You can't cook. After a 12-hour shift, I'd have to come home, clean the bathroom, snow blow. I was never allowed to take a break. The most important thing to Jessica was getting my paycheck. Jess will call me 9, 10, 12 times in just a matter of a short period of time. Because I explode.
Your mom is psycho, and I just can't stand her.
We got a car payment due, or we got a house payment due. She'd start yelling because of money, or because I'm a deadbeat dad, or I not supporting them because the bills. That's all it was the bills.
I told him previously that the house payment was due on the 1st, and now it's overdue.
Jessica is turning my daughters against me. She coaches them.
My girls always know what's going on at home because they always have paid the bills with me.
Chloe will say to me, why is your check this much when it should have been this much? That's exactly what Jess would say.
So I call him saying that I don't have money for food. Then what do you expect me to do? Like, where do you expect me to even live?
I finally had a terrible, terrible mental breakdown because Jess and her coaching Chloe to harass me about money, I gave in. I have been pushed into snapping. I need for her to stop, and I need help.
Mike, thank you for joining us here. You've been listening, correct?
Yes, I have.
Are you parents putting these children in the middle of a bunch of adult issues where they shouldn't be?
I believe we are. I believe that we're putting them way too far into adult issues.
Uh-huh. Have you moved away and emotionally, financially, behaviorally abandoned this family?
No, that's not true at all, Dr. Phil. I moved away because I had to transfer for jobs. I'm still paying more than half of my check to them each week, or bi-weekly when I was working. Mm-hmm. And if a person would abandon or a deadbeat father, I would have left and said, see you and goodbye. Mm-hmm. I have not that. What's that?
You never called me the first year you moved there.
I have called you. I've called both
the first
you
year you
girls.
moved there, I didn't get a single phone call.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, we do have one of the voicemails you left her, which says, your mom is blanking psycho, and I just can't stand her. So, yeah, you know what? I do love you, but your mom, I blanking hate.
Absolutely.
Is that appropriate?
No, it's not. But when you're pushed...
There's that word, but. But. No, it's not appropriate, but I'm going to now justify it. Because I was pushed, is what you're saying.
It's just to the point where I'll snap. And I don't care what I say then.
You get to the point where you don't care if you're emotionally traumatizing your child.
At that point, no.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
How would you even look me in the eyes right now?
I still love you. You are still part of me.
That's not love.
Stop. Stop speaking for my daughter. I am so sick of you always cutting in and speaking for these children. That you always do that. You just don't shut up.
After all the things you've said, how can you look at me right now?
What?
After everything you've done. When you say I'm up.
I called her psycho.
I called your mom psycho.
You called
You
Chloe
called her
psycho.
Okay. Exactly what your mom says.
Maybe
She is
because-
coaching you 100%.
Maybe because we're together all day. Maybe because you haven't been here in how many
Well,
years?
where do you want me to, well, then I'll come home and then you won't get the money you wanted.
What?
I'm
doesn't mean
I'm not
you
going to come on
abandon
the
us.
show and get beat up. This is to build a relationship between us, and that's what we're going to try and do. Without your mom's anything.
Forget about Dr. Phil and all that. Just dad to dad. Let's just talk. I've got two. They're boys, but I've got two. If what you're saying is true, if in fact they've been programmed, then why would you take it out on them? Wouldn't you want to have compassion for them and try to unravel that and show them who you really are instead of who their mother says you are?
Yeah, that's what I would really like to do.
Coming up, Mike says that he is experiencing mental illness and has a difficult time working. His soon-to-be ex-wife says, no, I think he's faking that so he can get out of work, because if he can get out of work, then he doesn't have money. If he doesn't have money, he doesn't have to pay me. And so this is all about escaping accountability. We'll see what Mike has to say about that when we come back.
Just when she won that award right there, you were horrible to us.
And
that
it's
was-
always my fault. You did nothing wrong.
I did not do anything wrong. I am a
Okay.
very good mom.
We had a spousal support hearing, and Jessica was asking for $9,600 a month for alimony and child support. I've made $10,000 a month, but you're working every day of the week. I am almost 46 years old. I don't work that much anymore. Jessica wants to bleed me dry, physically, emotionally, monetarily.
Did you say you've been working since you were 6?
I wouldn't say 6, but probably since I was about 10 years old, I started working
Very
between
young.
mowing lawns and all that good stuff.
And you say you're tired of working.
I've worked all my life.
What do you want from your dad?
I just want him to meet my basic needs. He left leaving me emotionally so long ago. I at least need to be taken care of. And you won't even have a normal conversation with me, because you sit there and you have Nan in the background running her mouth, telling you what to say, and then you repeat it.
That's false, but I'll listen to you.
What do you want from your father?
I don't ask for a lot, but when he promises me to help me, buy a car, help me with college, or just little things if I need money for food or gas, or he offers to help, and then he just breaks those promises.
So your cell phone, who pays for
my
that?
cell phone, that's the only thing you pay for. And you told me on the...
Who fixed your car when you got in that accident?
I'm saying you offered to help me.
But I did, didn't I? I gave you my credit card.
Okay,
You
what do
fixed the
you
car.
want from your father?
I just want him to follow through with what he says.
I'm just trying to wonder how I'm supposed to help pay when I'm only getting myself minimum wage and the rest is going to your mom.
Then just don't promise me. Don't promise me things if you can't
Well, then
follow
you should
through.
ask your mom, because that's my money.
What do you want relationship-wise with your daughters?
I want to have a relationship with my daughters without Jess being involved.
And what do you want that relationship to be?
To where I can call them and have a normal conversation without any outside influence. I want to be able to, when I come home to visit, to be able to take them out to dinner or do things with them.
What is your ownership in that? What's your accountability for it being off in the ditch?
Half of it.
Well, what? What is it that you've done behaviorally, mentally, emotionally that's caused this relationship to deteriorate?
Probably yelling.
Just when she won that award right there, you were horrible to us in the motel.
And
that
it's
was-
always my fault. Everything is Mike's fault. You did nothing wrong.
I did not do anything wrong. I am a
Okay.
very good mom.
When you wanted me to be in the car with you when you got in an accident,
Oh, I know. And you were at least very smart about that.
but you were drunk.
Yes, and I'm at fault. What do you want me to say? I'm an alcoholic. What do you want me to do? I have something wrong with me.
And
I am sick.
don't.
Mental illness is no excuse for any of those actions.
That was not a mental. That's
Alcoholism.
alcoholism's a different thing. Other than than being mentally sick.
I'm just
I am
saying,
mentally sick
any of
also.
that, even the things you claim to have right now, none of that.
Like PTSD.
There's no excuse
And
for
being psychotic.
There's no excuse for that.
Well, what do you?
What should I do, Dr. Phil? I mean, what do I do? How do I make this work with my daughters?
Well, I'm glad to hear you ask that question. I sincerely am glad to hear you ask that question, and I wonder if you're sincere, or if that's a rhetorical question, which really is a statement in disguise, meaning there's nothing I can do.
I want a relationship with them. Mm-hmm. And I can see out of the corner of my eye, everything I say, she's constantly not shaking her head. So, I mean, what do I do?
Because we all know the truth.
Well,
see, she don't even give me a chance.
Mike says if Jessica is hungry or the house needs repairs, that she should stop whining and get a job and help the family instead of relying on him all the time. Well, we're going to talk about that, and then I want to talk to these two girls. We'll be right back. What's your accountability for this family being dysfunctional?
I haven't done anything wrong.
You wouldn't do anything differently. There's nothing you would change in your parenting.
No.
Closed captioning provided by
Why are you making faces at her?
Oh, no, I'm surprised she was just talking to me. Oh, really, Jess? Constant.
You were making faces at her.
Was I making faces, Chloe?
You were like this.
I was smiling at you. You were saying something to me.
I was saying maybe she should respect me
this
first.
is ridiculous.
You just told me you hate me as you were sitting
I did not
across from
say
me.
that.
She saw it.
Okay,
Oh,
guys,
this is
look, you don't
ridiculous.
need me for this. If y'all are going to just bicker back and forth, you can go do this on your own.
Exactly.
I asked him what his accountability is in this family being off the rails. What's your accountability?
I haven't done anything. I've always done my best with my kids. I've always taught them morals and values. I've always done everything with them. We're all very close. I haven't done anything wrong.
You wouldn't do anything differently. There's nothing you would change in your parenting.
No.
So you've been perfect.
It's not about perfection at all. I just believe in doing the right thing at all times.
Do you think you might have, at times, been a better role model?
I've always been a good role model. I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't cheat. I'm basically always at home or with them. I've been a very good role model.
Do you think if you had sat down with the girls and said, look, if he's not going to be in the picture here, we need to rally around and become self-sufficient and do the things that we need to do to make our own way, and I'm going to get a job, and we're going to find a way to not let your dreams fall apart. We're going to do everything we can, and I'm going to set the example by getting in the workforce, and we're going to have a division of labor among us here, and we're going to become self-reliant, powerful women, and we're going to do what we need to do to get ahead here. Do you think that might have been helpful?
I don't know. I believe being a stay-at-home mom is what I've been meant to do. That's what I'm good at. That's all that I know.
Well, and that's
and I feel that she should have the same as she did.
Well, and that's great if you can afford it, but I'm saying there comes a time when things change that you have to be adaptive and roll with the changes. And you're an LPN, right?
I've always been a stay-at-home mom. I went to school for that.
But are you an LPN?
Yes, but I'm not able to go into an acute care setting and physically take care of someone.
But you are a licensed practical nurse.
Yes.
And don't they require continuing education, and you have to meet requirements every 2 years?
Yes.
And you've done that.
Yes.
Across these 23 years, you have taken the initiative to keep your LPN current on your continuing education, right?
Yes.
So as you sit here today, you are current and licensed to go into the workforce as a licensed practical nurse.
Yes, but if I go into that position, I'm not going to be able to care for a patient because that was, 20 years ago. I would need to go back to school to retrain.
Which you could do, and probably are going to have to do, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. I'm going to ask these parents to step down into the audience for just a minute, just sit in the front row. So I have an opportunity to talk with just the daughters here for a minute. And I'm going to ask someone to join us who I believe has something important to say to these girls when we come back. Closed captioning provided by So I've asked someone to join me today. Mike Bayer is a life coach. I refer to him as Coach Mike, who is beloved by his clients and has helped a laundry list of A-list celebrities and to get and keep their lives back on track. Now, Coach Mike focuses on helping his clients break free of whatever patterns they're in that aren't yielding them the results that they want. Now, he doesn't assume that they're broken. He doesn't assume that they're mentally ill. He doesn't assume that there's anything wrong with them other than that their current patterns are not yielding the results that they want. So you've been listening to everything, and I've been watching you down there listening. Let me just give you a chance to give your reactions first off.
My initial reaction is, I'm sorry you both have had to go through this. I'm sorry that you are just stuck in a dynamic with your parents that just isn't working. I think what I heard was when you say your dreams were shattered, I think that's a learned behavior from your mom. Your dreams aren't shattered. Do you know that? Every day you can live your dream. And it's not too late, you're 18 years old. And for you, Chloe, I'm really sorry that you've been stuck in the middle of it. And to me, it's how do you two connect as sisters? How do you really get out of the drama of your parents and everything else to be incredibly supportive and to start to empower each other, change the conversation? How do you both feel when you think about your dad?
The things he does, it doesn't align.
So when you think about him, it makes you sad?
Yeah.
In this moment, when you think of your dad, how do you feel?
Just, like, disgusted, I guess.
You feel disgusted, and you feel sad. Where I would start is to coach you from the place of how you start to find your own power. If you were going to be a ballet star, you're incredibly disciplined. You have a drive. You know, if you're wise enough to be sending texts about mortgages and what have you, it may make sense to get a weekend job, you know, and really start to take care of yourselves and change the story about that women can take care of themselves today.
You say your dreams are shattered and taken away. Well, you know what? I'm not a big one on dream. I'm a big one on goals. Let's turn that dream into a goal. And the difference between a dream and a goal is a timeline and accountability. Mm-hmm. You know, a dream is something you're going to do someday. Like someday I'm going to be a prima ballerina. Well, someday is not a day of the week. Look on your calendar. It'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but it won't have someday. But a goal, you say, I can get there in 2020 or 2021, whatever, and you set a timeline of when you're going to get there, and then we identify the steps to get there. And you've got to finish school. You're obviously.
I mean, I've already started college.
I know, that's what I mean.
So I've taken it upon myself.
Yeah, you've got. Maybe you should be a financial planner. You're handling all. I mean, who knows? But you got to decide what it is you need to do, what you want to do, and you have to start becoming goal-oriented and self-reliant. Now, Zoe and Chloe say they want to give up on their father and never see him again. I hope that's not right. I hope they don't want to do that, but I'm not really focused on that right now. What I'm focused on is let's be selfish on their behalf for a minute. Let's talk about what they can do to make their life what they want it to be going forward. We'll be right back. I think both of you would benefit from having a personal life coach that would help you put yourself number one at the top of the list. Don't you think they would benefit from that?
I definitely agree you both would benefit from that. And let's start to help you achieve your goals, like Dr. Phil says. Let's have an action plan. Let's focus on what's good in your life. Let's focus on how do we get there, and let's focus on the life you want to live.
And I assume you guys would not object to that, would you?
No, we wouldn't object at all.
And what I would say to the two of you is you have to decide if you want to be long-term positive relationships in your daughter's lives, then you're going to say, I need to really take stock and see what I can do to become part of a positive plan moving forward. I mean, you can go off and do whatever you do, but you have a moral obligation to your daughters to teach them about life and about men and about male relationships, and you're doing a really bad job of that right now. And you need to get your ducks. You need to get your ducks in a row and come to these girls where you can look them square in the eye and say, look, I'm sorry for losing my way, and I'm going to get myself together and be a touchstone in your life. And if it takes some professional help to do that, then I'm willing to arrange that for you and get you the kind of help you need so that you can be the kind of father these girls deserve.
That's exactly what I'm looking for.
And the same thing is true with you. It's obvious you love your girls very much. Nobody questions that. But you also have to have some insight and see if there are some things you can do to help them become the young women you want them to be. And that involves self-sufficiency and not waiting for someone else to do something for them, but teaching them to do for themselves. You are very competent young women, and you're going to do very well in life, and I just want to get you some coaches to do it. And I ask you if you're okay with that, and you kind of go, yeah, okay. I would think you would enthusiastically want them to have some objective professionals that would advocate for them in the pursuit of their goals.
I do. I just feel like I'm being presented in the wrong light.
Well, it's not about you, though. It's about your girls.
No, it's not. It never is about me.
It's about your girls. And that's the important thing.
It's always about them. It's never about me. It is always about them, and they know that.
Well, then you should be really happy about today, because this is all about them.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Great. Coming up, a couple who have food fights all the time, but it's not what you think. We're going to meet them and hear their story next. Closed captioning provided by... Well, I have a question for you. Raise your hand if you eat the government-recommended 5 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. I didn't think so. Not too many. Well, you're not alone. According to a report from the CDC, the Center for Disease and Prevention, a whopping 90% of Americans don't eat enough fruits and vegetables. My next guests are a couple divided over what to eat. Now, Kendall is a healthy eater who enjoys a plant-based diet, but his wife, Ashley, is a pizza-eating, soda-loving, fast food-getting, stay-at-home mom. Kendall says he's worried their 2 young children will follow in their mom's footsteps of unhealthy eating. Take a look.
What are you thinking for dinner?
Pizza.
No.
Every time Ashley and I are preparing meals for the family, we have a constant struggle around what it is that we're going to eat.
I got some kale. Do you want to try it again?
No. I like carbs. I love pizza and mac and cheese and fried chicken. I'm addicted to soda. I just can't let it go.
Ashley keeps most of her things in the bottom part of the pantry. Cake mixes, brownie mixes, cookies.
That's where I hide the chips. I feel like Kendall's nagging me a little bit on how I eat, but I know that he cares.
Did you buy this lasagna?
I don't know where that came from. I just need something that's quick and easy and routine for me.
We certainly could benefit from having someone help us find common ground on making better food choices.
Well, joining me are Ashley and Kendall, and thank you both for being here. I really appreciate it. Ashley, do you just like the carbs and sweets, or is there another reason you just don't eat healthier?
Well, Dr. Phil, I really love my pizza and sugary drinks, and I just don't have time to prep meals and eat healthy, but I'd love to eat as healthy as Kendall does. It's just difficult.
Yeah, so how big an issue is this for you?
Well, it certainly turns into arguments quite frequently. I'll be in the kitchen pulling out the broccoli and carrots, ready to steam them, and she's already on her phone, ready to order a pizza.
Yeah.
And so I know she's super busy. She has the hardest job in the world, being a mom. But our girls are also looking up to her, and I want them to be in the habit of eating healthy as well, and I worry about Ashley's health as well.
What if I told you you could eat really healthy in less time than it takes to order a pizza, put mac and cheese in the microwave, or make a grilled cheese sandwich? And most importantly, it really tastes good.
I'm a little bit skeptical that it's that easy.
Hear me out. My son Jay's company, Happy Healthy, has created delicious products that make it super easy for busy people like you to eat better. And Happy Healthy is a line of frozen products that are available in grocery stores around the country. And do you like smoothies?
Absolutely. Who doesn't like smoothies?
Well, Happy Healthy has 5 smoothies you can enjoy at home, and they are unbelievably good and good for you. There are no added flavor, colors, preservatives, just fruits and vegetables. You're probably thinking, no way can I shop, prep, and do all the work just to make a smoothie. But what if I told you it takes 30 seconds? Take a look. So you see how quickly you can do this, right? Okay, so here you go. Acid test. You haven't tasted this before, right?
No.
I'm going to let you taste it. Try these. God, I hope you don't throw up.
That's really good.
Yeah. Try this. These are overnight oats, and this one I can never pronounce right.
Acai?
Yeah. We put extra syllables in everything.
That was really good.
Pretty good, right?
Very good.
Yeah, see, now you have no excuse now. Now try the overnight oats. Just add milk or water the night before, refrigerate overnight, and then you just get up and eat it. That's my idea of cooking. So what do you think about Ashley and her girls eating these kind of fruits instead of the other stuff?
It seems like it would be quick, be easy, probably a lot healthier than the pizza and mac and cheese, and I think it would take away all of her excuses.
Yeah, see? We got you surrounded. He's on that side, I'm on this side. The Happy Healthy acai bowl you tried, natural ingredients including granola, apples, pomegranates, and blueberries. This one you just thaw and enjoy. All the Happy Healthy products can be found in your supermarket freezer section, including Walmart. I mean, these are everywhere. And if you don't have time to go to the store, no problem. You can have weekly or monthly shipments delivered right to your door. I mean, they actually send this stuff to your house. For more information about these delicious, nutritious, and quick-to-fix products, go to happyhealthyco.com. Now, Ashley, do you think you can find time to improve your eating with this?
This seems super easy. It tastes really good, and I feel like my little girls would absolutely love this, and it would be an easy way to get them to eat good things, and it's going to make him happy. So that's a win-win for all of us.
All right. Now, I have another bonus for you and your family because Happy Healthy is giving you a year's supply of their delicious foods. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. And audience, we're not forgetting you because you're also getting a bonus. You will each get a free box of Happy Healthy products shipped right to your door. All right? And you're going to love this stuff. I promise you are. I want to thank all of my guests today. We'll see you next time. Guys, thanks.